But first, I'd like to share some health journeys with you. So let's listen to her story.
I think my dark night of the soul pretty much happened in 2012. I had suffered from what doctors couldn't diagnose was Lyme disease. But by 2015, I had recovered from that and mold toxin illness by, just figuring it all out. And I was helping other people. I was helping my cousin one day. She couldn't get the help she needed. She was up at my house and she was driving on the highway. And we were rear-ended with someone going 120 miles an hour, and we spun and we rolled. We had a big rollover. It was a deadly rollover. Our car was completely demolished. We were lucky to live. Not many people live in that kind of an accident. So I ended up with 5 herniated discs and a traumatic brain injury, concussion. They wasn't well diagnosed. I guess I needed, more experience with the medical system. Another brick to get through. So anyway, it was really difficult. I had a lot of pain. I was a software engineer at IBM, so I sat at a desk all day in front of a computer, and I'd been there for about 22 years at the time that it happened. So I had a career that I couldn't go back to. I had executive functioning problems. It was almost like the CTE stuff. I started getting angry at people. After a while, I noticed I didn't have any friends anymore. I kind of just had weird stuff, but the medical system kind of just kept telling me, okay, in 6 months, you're going to be better. It's just a concussion, because nothing went into my brain. It was more getting what happened in the rollover. I think we banged heads. All kinds of different things could have happened. So I was suffering quite a bit, and I had pain. I had numbness going down my arms. I had searing pain in my neck. I couldn't do housework really well. I had to forge forward. I couldn't stand in the grocery store very long. You ran into a friend and talk. All I could think about was I just need to walk away because I had so much pain. I couldn't work for a while. I was on disability. So then I guess when I went to the doctors all in Boston, they wanted to fuse my discs and do surgery. That was the general consensus to get better. And they just wanted to give me a lot of pharmaceuticals. And I already had that experience with Lyme disease, so I kind of didn't go there. It wasn't my constitution anymore. So I didn't do the surgery. I didn't do the pharmaceuticals. I never felt good on them. They wanted to do dry needling, but the one thing I really did do physical therapy, and I did some other things too that they wanted me to do. And I probably was in physical therapy for 2 years, and it got me a little bit better, but not all the way better. And I ended up going to the Amen clinics in Manhattan, and they did a brain scan on me, and they told me I needed to do hyperbaric. So I did that. And I also, right after the accident, I found something called biomagnetism, where they put your body into balance using pairs of magnets, like the Earth is a magnet, has a north and a south pole. So it's kind of like that idea. And those are the things that really made me feel good. And emotional trauma healing using the emotion code and energy work. My body just responded so well to that, and I felt it. So those are things that got me better. And that's what my body was gravitating toward, and I loved it, but I could never just get all the way better. And in 2019, my daughter had moved to Colorado, so I was flying out to visit her, and I sat next to a woman on a plane, and her name is Marnie, and we became friends. She introduced me to the patches when she found out about them, and that was in 2020. And she was already ahead of me. She was probably 2 weeks into it, and she was telling me how amazing she felt. She felt happier. Some of the pain was gone in her body, and I just couldn't wait to try it. And she told me to commit to 90 days. So I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do anything. If you tell me to ride the white elephant in the backyard, I'll do that. If you think it'll get rid of my pain. So I signed up for the 3 months. It was winter. And I was still having a lot of executive functioning issues. I couldn't remember things, Anyway, so I signed up for it, and the first week went by, and I thought I would get everything she got, and I didn't get any of it. So then another week came, and then a month went by, and I thought, well, gosh, maybe because I did so much with Lyme disease in my earlier years, maybe I'm not responding like all the other people. And she was telling me that all her friends and all the people she signed up were feeling it that first week. So I was kind of like down about it. And then we had a huge snowstorm, and it was really wet snow, and I have a snowblower, and it didn't work. It was it wouldn't start. So I had to go out and shovel, and I knew that my back was going to kill me. So I knew I was just going to do a little bit at a time, but I felt really good energy. So I did the whole driveway, and I thought for sure I'd have pain. And I actually, a year before, I didn't say this, I had bought what's called a beamer. It's an electromagnetic field that can heal you. So whenever I had to do, like, mow my lawn or do the driveway or do housework, I could put the beamer on my spine. It would take it away, but it never cured it. So that was kind of my go-to thing. So I knew I'd have to do that, but I didn't. And I felt good. I was energized, and I was just really kind of stymied. I was like, what's happening? It was like an out-of-body experience. So I called Barney White right away and told her, I don't have back pain. And then the next day went by. I figured it would happen the next day, and it didn't. I haven't had back pain ever since that day. So I'm just so happy. My
That's
lumbar
incredible.
yeah, and so so that I don't have neck pain or spine pain anymore because of the patches. So I think I finally found that silver bullet. But then I also, when the accident happened, I had done a brain report. It's called an MRI with NeuroQuant. It kind of looks like this, and it does like 40 areas of your brain, and it tells you, it kind of measures you against your age and gender. So I did one in 2018, and then I just did one in February. And my practitioner is noting all the places that I had in red, like my frontal lobe area and something called the thalamus. Different areas that were really at risk back then aren't in the red anymore. I have tried carnosine, probably a month. I think I need to now focus more on it. I've come a long way. I couldn't even finish sentences after the car accident. I couldn't find words, couldn't think straight, couldn't pay my bills. You know, I couldn't do anything. But I looked okay on the outside, so no one could tell. Just like Lyme disease. But anyway, I'm so excited with this brain report, and she knows about the patches, and I think that it's directly related to that. So now I'm in a place without the spinal pain. I can just focus on maybe just fine tuning, finishing up the brain part of it.